Welcome to stage 5 of St Oswald's Way. We are here in Rothbury currently. If you haven't seen any of the previous sections, maybe it's worth going back and having a look. There's some great walking there. But as I say, today we're in Rothbury. We can just see behind us, we've got the River Coquet, and we're going to be heading down to Kirkwhelpington, round about 15-16 miles. Apologies for the traffic in the background. We're going to be up in the Northumberland National Park, up into the hills. We should be getting some great views. We're going through Harwood woods. So all in all, should be a great day's walking ahead of us. Quite looking forward to this stage. Stage 5 of St Oswald's Way takes us from Rothbury into the Simonside Hills, passing Spylaw with great views over the Simonsides and down to the coast. We pass through Harwood Forest and conclude this section at Kirkwhelpington. Well, hello everyone, joined by Martin Pameter, who was heavily involved in setting up St Oswald's Way. So Martin, can you tell us a little bit about St Oswald's Way and the setting up of it, please?
Well, St Oswald was one of the three main Northumbrian saints, and the idea of the walk was to link various places together that are associated with St Oswald. So it starts off at Lindisfarne, Holy Island of Lindisfarne, where Oswald helped Aidan to set up the first monastery on Holy Island. Then goes through Bamborough, which is where his royal palace was back in the Anglo-Saxon days, and then finishes at Heavenfield, which is where he fought a battle to reinforce his kingdom of Northumbria, and also he then went on to establish Christianity again in the Northumbria region. And so the route is about 96 miles in total, and it takes in a lot of the main features of Northumberland that people know about. So there's a lot of coast and castles which are really beautiful. Goes through forests and lots of countryside and along Hadrian's Wall at the end, and finishes at one of Northumbria's main historic sites as well.
Wow, that's brilliant, thank you for that. Is there any particular section that you prefer or stands out to you?
My favourite section is probably around Budle Bay, which is north of Bamborough. It was always one of my favourite sections even before this year, and the route of St Oswald's Way is changing this year because of the England Coast Path, and it's going to take even more of Budle Bay in, and it's the extension, it's now getting closer to the coast itself, and the views of Budle Bay are absolutely stunning, and there's so much history around there as well. It's a beautiful part of the county.
It certainly is, I'll agree with that one. Is there anything else you want to add just before we close off?
The route's managed to a large extent by the St Oswald's Way management group, and we're running short of volunteers to either be on the group or to help us out with just looking after small sections of the route in terms of maintenance and reporting problems to the county council. So anybody that would like to work in a more administrative role, either be on the group or our group of advisors, or to work as a ranger, will be very, very welcome.
Okay, that's great. Okay. Well, many thanks for that, Martin. Do appreciate it.
That's okay. Well, thanks. I hope you enjoy your walk, David.
Well, just got off the bus in Rothbury here, and I think we'll have a little bit of an explore around Rothbury before we start the walk. Why not? Rothbury is a market town in Northumberland, dating back to the 500s in the prehistoric period. There's influence from many other periods, including the Saxons, medievals, as well as the Tudors and the Stuarts, the Georgians, and the later the Victorians. Ahead of us here we've got the All Saints Church in Rothbury itself. So I think what we'll do, we'll go in and have a little look, I think. we're on the southern side of the bridge by Rothbury, just after 7:30 in the morning. It's sort of quite busy with the traffic. Anyway, just as we come over, got our first little sign here. So we're going to be heading up the path over the road. We'll only be going a few minutes and we can see already a great view over Rothbury, just nestled into the hillside there. There's a lot of bird activity. We've had robins, oyster catchers, wrens, bullfinches, ploughs. As we continue up the path, we come across this kind of structure on the right here, and it's known as Sharp's Folly. And there's a little plaque here which gives us a little bit of info. So it was Sharp's Folly, erected by the Reverend Dr. Thomas Sharp, Rectory of Rothbury, 1720-1758, to relieve the unemployment amongst local stonemasons. And also as an observatory even. And we're starting to see where we're heading. Looking forward to getting back up into the hills again. So ahead of us here we can see Simonside. As we pan slightly to the left, just to the right of the tree there, we can see Dove's Crag. Still see some of the devastation from the storm Harwood, a year and a half ago now. But our path's not going to take us that far long. We're heading along here and we're going to be heading pretty much straight ahead, centre of picture I believe. Oh, just pulling up, getting a little bit of height. See some signage ahead there. As we pan round to the right, got Dove Crag, and the V there we have Simonside, Kirkside, and what a view looking up into the Cheviot. You've got Rothbury down in the valley there. As we continue down the trail, you can see just ahead of us here the car park. There's a small single track road we're going to cross, and then we're going to be heading up the path, which is pretty much straight ahead of us here now. We're going to follow that path up. You can, if you like, we'll pick this up a bit later, take a bit of a detour along to Dove Crag and Simonside. We're not going to do that today, but we'll show you where that is. But the views, marvellous. Well, it's nice to see we've got a nice welcome to Simonside Hills, Special Area of Conservation. Highest point 3 million years ago. I'm not going to read the whole lot, you can pause and have a look, but go back a long way. 300 BC can be seen. So there's a lot to see up here. Some of the views are just spectacular. Anyway, we're now entering Northumberland National Park. Our walk continues ahead of us. So as I just pulled out from the car park, I mentioned to show you where the divide was. So I've got a post here, so as we can see St Oswald's Way is signposted to the left, and up to the right. That takes you up to Dove Crag and Simonside. There's a walk on the site for that. I'll put a little link in the top right hand corner. But our route takes us onward. As we continue on the path, we can see the route up to Dove Crag and Simonside upon our right. If you're wanting to do that detour, it's about 45 minutes each way. We can see the path pretty much centre of screen there, and definitely worth doing. But we're continuing on. We'll be enjoined in the background, not sure if you can hear them, by meadow pipits chirping away in the background. Very relaxing. As we come over the brow here, What a view we've got ahead of us. We can just see the path meandering on through towards the windmills. We've got a nice view of Dove Crag ahead of us. Path we've just trodden. And that's going into the sun, so I do apologise, but going down to the Northumberland coast, so it gives you an idea of how far we've come inland. But we're going to be heading onward. We're just coming up on Spy Law, you can just see on our right here, and the route that this takes, it sort of meanders through the countryside here and across the fells, but it's taken, to be honest, just get this gate, a pretty low impact route. It's not hard at all. It's taken a pretty relatively easy route. There's a little bit of climbing, but not a lot, but you get some great views. It's just ever so tranquil. I've said this before in a couple of walks. It's very easy to say the word, this is really tranquil and it's nice, etc., but it sort of doesn't cut it at times. Oops, bit of an incline here. And I think this walk, the easiest way to try and explain it is over here on ahead of us here, got Simonside and we've got Dove Crag. Over to the other side we can see the coast, and we've got all this magnificent scenery around. But I think what's interesting is it's the silence. It's all you can hear is the birds and the farm animals, and you're going through bogs and there's no other footprints. It's as if all of this has just been put here for you. It's sort of quite humbling in many ways, but as ever really nice. So we're continuing. Let's hope all of this lasts. Well, we've just dropped down into a little valley here, and we've got a bridge, and this is Forest Burn. Very nice, very tranquil. Little climb out the other side and up onto the path. After passing the little burn, we came up to the path, and there's no signs, which is not the end of the world, but I actually lost the path around there. I'm back on it now, as you can see, and but just a quick word of warning, just be a bit careful when you're coming out of there. I found the needed to get the compass out just to get my bearings a bit more again, so yeah, it's fine, but you've got the Simonside there and Dove Crag, and we're heading across the fells now, which is always very nice walking. Got a map in the top corner which shows we are next to trees. Not the case, but what we have got, notice this sometimes if you're doing your map reading, got to be a bit careful, but what we have got here is a big gate, and Forestry of England, and they're saying that they're doing planting, and the fencing and everything is to keep protect basically from animals and everything destroying the newly planted. So just get the gate behind us there, so we'll follow the path and we're going to get to the woods eventually. Well, we've just come out of the planting area, and ahead of us here we've got a forest path. We can just see it down there, centre of screen there, so we need to pick up this path now and head down there for a short while. So walking down the path here, a number of trees just uprooted just on our right as we're going down, and it keeps on going. This is probably the back end of the devastation of Storm Harwood about a year and a half ago now. You can see it, you can't really see, I'm sure, on the picture, but actually in the middle of the woods as well there's trees that are over. Here's some of the ones that just had the tops taken off, and others are uprooted. Amazing. We're in the woods. It is July, it's that time of year, and we're being infested by flies. So I've got my anti-fly detector here, trying to keep them at bay. You have moments of success, and then the little pesky things come back. Hey ho, it's not deterring a great day's walk though. How beautiful is this? Some of the wooded trails that this route pick up are really nice. They're less trodden, but what is quite good is that we do occasionally pick up some of the routing. What we have picked up along the way is a swarm, absolute swarm of flies, which are quite persistent. It doesn't matter how much you try and bat them away, they still come back for more. Seems to be the best way is to continue moving, so we'll continue on. We've just come through the woods, which is really quite pleasant. We've come to Fallowless, which you see ahead of us, and we need to follow the trail along here. And there's one not that far from Fontburn Reservoir, which is over in that direction, and there's a really good walk on the site. I'll put a link at top right, and that takes us through right the way on top, and there's a trig point on top just over there. So that's a pleasant one if you fancy a circular route, but enjoying St Oswald's Way. Pesky flies are a bit annoying, but you know what, we can live with that. As we come out of the wooded area, we've got a valley here that Fallowless Burn runs along. How beautiful is that? So we're going to be heading down here with our swarm of flies with us, and heading along the edge of the stream. That looks like some great walking. Well, it's fair to say that the path gets a bit overgrown at times. It's about the height of me, so whoops, about 6 feet, and you can probably see our nice little group of flies that are joining us. Don't say we get rid of them. As we come out the ferns, we've got a little stream crossing. Of which we managed, so that's good. It's really strange. It gives me a strange feeling when you see forestry work that's been done. I don't know, just looks sort of weird, and then you look round and it's beautiful. Well, we've now got Harwood Forest behind us. We came out and we had a bit of a walk along the road. Just by the gate here there's a sty that's where we come over, but there was some signage but it's blown over, so just be a wee bit careful. Anyway, we're now across the fields and continuing on our way. You can get a little bit of a view here of the size of Harwood Forest. And this is just the base of it. It goes a hell of a lot further north than that. Okay, we've just come along Catcherburn plantation here, and we are now, oh, nice finch just on the fence there. Got some more signage, and we're going to be heading through pretty much straight ahead through to Catcherburn itself. Quick sit rep. We've got Catcherburn North Plantation behind us. Just on my left over here, this is Catcherburn Plantation, just being replanted. And ahead of us, there's no mistaking where the path goes. That's pretty clear where the path is. So yeah, all going well. Got about 3 miles to go, and just across the fells and the fields. It's all very pleasant walking, which is rather nice. We pull around the side of the very nice little farm building there. We can see the signage once again. So we're off across the fields and the fells. As we come up to West White Hill Farm, very nice pots just on the right and left there. We haven't got a huge distance to go, I think, over this wall ahead of us here. We're going to be able to see the conclusion of the walk. And we can indeed there's our final destination, so less than a mile to go. Come down from the farm and coming through a herd of cows. Always a bit nervy when you're doing that one, but they're fine, they keep themselves. So, nearly there. Just half a mile or so to go. See if we can see Kirkwhelpington just over the top of here. I think we can just see the tops of the houses. Well, here we are at Kirkwhelpington. Got some nice signage there. You can see we've got to go from Kirkwhelpington next down to Heavensfield just by a while. So we're just outside the post office. Well, that concludes stage 5 of St Oswald's Way from Rothbury through to Kirkwhelpington. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a walk of a number of parts. There was the first part which was in the Simonside Hills, which was really good. Then we went through Harwood, the woods, the forest, and great walking through there. And then from there down across the fells. So it's been very, very nice, very picturesque, and very tranquil. So if you've enjoyed this, thumbs up are always good. If you haven't subscribed, hey, why not? It would help us massively if you could. Comments are always very much welcome. A lot more information below, and as ever there's the blog post in the website which is listed below with huge amounts of information in there. So until stage 6, the final piece, bye for now.